The challenge: to ensure the delivery of training that is relevant and effective, organizations need to analyze their training needs by involving those who are directly impacted by training gaps. The solution? Ontario Power Generation, Nuclear Division, does just that. In its training analysis and review process, committees with representation and input from the front lines are a key part of the process. The guiding forces for training analysis and review are the Training Review Program Committee and the Curriculum Review Committee for each training area within the organization.
At Ontario Power Generation, we have 8,000 people within the nuclear division itself. Training is used quite a bit to train those particular people. The interface that we have with that many people needs to be structured and formal. Training committees provides that structure and consistency amongst all the work groups. Training committees have been developed at Ontario Power Generation to provide a forum for the customer and the service provider to get together. So literally the training department and the line managers determining what performance gaps they want to close using training as an intervention, and then designing and developing the appropriate training product to close that gap.
The main reason why we like having accountable training committees is that it involves all levels of the organisation. So it involves line management, it involves supervision, and it also includes people at the workface. And when it comes down to it, the people at the workface really know the jobs better than anybody else in the organisation. So by getting their input to training, we can be sure that we're doing the right training on the right equipment at the right time.
Two of the committees that we have are a Curriculum Review Committee and a Training Program Review Committee.
The main difference between the Curriculum Review Committee and the Training Program Review Committee is that the Training Program Review Committee really has a slightly backward-looking aspect to it. It's reviewing effectiveness and reviewing what the performance was after the training. The Curriculum Review Committee is much more of a forward-looking committee, and it's looking at what the needs of the organisation are, perhaps up to the next 6 months or so, and deciding what recommendations on training should be considered by the organisation.
Frontline people involvement within our training committees is key. They're the people that see what changes can take place and the potential for using training to improve performance. We make sure that they're involved within our training committees to provide that feedback into the overall training program, and that in turn results in adjustments to the training program to address very specific performance gaps and needs of our customer.
The process that we've got for driving these committees is very carefully documented, and the main thing that we make sure is that the people who are on the committees understand how they work, that they're trained to sit on them and deliver a good result, and that we keep their qualifications in date.
The unions that we have at Ontario Power Generation are very much involved within the training program. It's very important to all of us involved to make sure that our staff are working to their highest performance level possible. Their involvement within the training program is key, and it's feedback in order for us to adjust the training program to continually improve. Training committees provide a formal and structured format to provide the interface that is necessary in all aspects of the systematic approach to training. It's particularly useful for the analysis and the evaluation phases of the systematic approach to training in terms of identifying the performance gaps that training may be used to address and to determine if those performance gaps have changed.
I think that the advice I would offer anybody considering looking at a similar program is, if you don't do this, how do you evaluate your training to make sure it's delivering improved performance in your organisation? We know that this process works, and we would recommend it. It's proven, and it's certainly worked for OPG.